It's Fernando Ruiz art.
There we go.
All right, everyone. Today we're gonna draw one of my most despised of all characters. Yep, this is one of my least liked characters of all time. My students, they've heard my lectures on this guy and how he single-handedly ruined comics in the 90s. And that is the X-Men's Gambit. Oh, I despise Gambit. But I'm still going to draw him anyway. Because Gambit presents certain challenges that that we should all talk about. So right off the bat, since he's an acrobatic character, he's got some foreshortening at play here. And because he has this stupid raincoat, this is one of the reasons I despise Gambit, is that he has this dumb he's an acrobat, but he needs to wear a raincoat. So, because he has the raincoat, it lets us cover some important stuff. For example, if he's got a raincoat, it's best to draw him not exactly naked, but you want to draw the figure that's underneath that raincoat before you go in and draw the raincoat itself. So now notice I'm just jumping all over this figure because, as usual, I like to have a handle on the entirety of the figure and not just start at the head and work my way down. So now that I have sort of a body here, actually I want to give him, Gambit also has this floppy hair. Guess we should be grateful it's not some sort of man bun, but he has this floppy hair. He may have put that sort of hairstyle on the map. Here's the thing about Gambit. Gambit was a big bag of cliches the moment he was created. He's like a character who tries too hard to be cool. And he's not really, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate mail in the comments below, he's not really a real X-Man. Not what you would think of the X-Men, of the classic X-team. He's just a guy. Mutants were cool at the time. And every cliche that somebody might think was cool. He's an acrobat, he's a thief. Hey, let's make him Cajun too, so that way all his dialogue is funny. He just tried too hard. He tried too hard. He was like the Fonzie of the X-Men. And I worship at the Church of the Fonz, but Gambit's not that cool. The sad part is, there is probably a cool character in there somewhere. One thing I've always said about Gambit, he's got a cool power set. That thing where he could charge objects and make things explode. That's interesting. That's fairly unique. That might actually have been enough. But then they throw in all the, he's a thief and this and that just gets to be much. And the way the book became Gambit and the X-Men after a while, he just took it over. He just displaced the whole team. So in my classes, my anti-Gambit rants are notorious. We cover everything at the Kubert School. See? Okay, so I'm really getting into noodling his head. Now that I should move around a little bit more, tighten up some of these proportions. I may have gone a little long with the leg. Go in there, and I'm foreshortening this arm because to me, this is the arm. He's going to be throwing stuff. So he's got a hand that I'm going to be foreshortening, making large. Notice when I'm drawing the hand, I'm taking it a finger at a time, just to harken back to my videos on drawing hands. Hands are the bane of a lot of people's existence, I know. But if you simplify it, you just take it one element at a time, one finger, one knuckle at a time, the hands become a lot easier. Now, Gambit also has this horribly gaudy, really dated look. Everything from the tacky costume underneath, elements of which actually might have been interesting, but all he is a giant raincoat. Comic creators have to learn restraint. They have to learn, if this is what every comic fan is wearing, it's probably not a timeless look for my superheroes. So every fan out there likes to wear their black raincoats and what they think is a goth look. They just end up looking like weirdos and homeless. So we have Gambit, who ends up looking dated the moment he was created. Oh, and there's another aspect that endears Gambit to me. So he's got this mutant power to make things explode. He could charge things however they say it works. He could charge things. And he's going into fights against giant mutant hunting robots and evil mutants and all sorts of things. Aliens, everything. And like I said, he's got this unique power. But what does he bring to the fight? A big stick. Big stick. Cyclops brings laser eyes. Colossus brings a giant metal body. Gambit brings trading cards and a big stick. So the raincoat, that we could kind of treat as though it is almost as if it's Gambit's cape. So it's just wrapping around his body, and down, when we get to the waist, it starts billowing out behind him. Now, below the raincoat, he has this outfit. You know what? I'm not gonna bend that leg up. I'm gonna bring that leg down so we could get a look at that boot of his. And he's got giant shin guards. And I think are they armored? I've noticed his costume has gotten tweaked somewhat over the years. I also want to bring out this energy to sort of help frame him somewhat. Now his gloves, let me see, it looks like his fingers are cut out of his gloves. Okay. Does Gambit maintain a secret identity? Is he just Gambit all the time? He's also one of these guys who never shaves, because that's cool. Poor hygiene is cool. He's a rebel. The best thing I could say about Gambit is that it seems like they've sort of laid off on him finally. At least when I pay attention to the X-Men, he doesn't seem to be as ubiquitous as he used to be. He doesn't seem to be everywhere in every X book the way he used to be. Yeah, we could say Wolverine was being that guy too back in the 80s. But here's the thing about Wolverine, at least in the beginning, he really was cool. And he really was unique without trying too hard. Yeah, later on he would try too hard, but early on he didn't. He was really, actually the Wolverine's best role is as the X-Men psychotic member. Never cared for Wolverine on his own. I always like him as that crazy element in a team book. Now, it looks like Gambit's pants are largely black. And he's got, I guess, these kind of stripes. I don't know. He's also got some sort of piping, some sort of weird belt. Well, we won't even see much of that. And I guess he's throwing playing cards, right? That's his deal. His gloves are black, but I want to indicate a little bit of a luminosity because of his power. I remember, despite my disdain, my utter revulsion for this character, my nephew, when he was about 5 years old, he was watching the X-Men, that garish 90s cartoon on Fox, where Gambit, of course, featured prominently, thus, unfortunately, cementing him as an X-Man forever. But my little nephew, he watched that cartoon, and he loved Gambit. And he named his cat Gambit, thus breaking my heart forever. I have not talked to him since. All right, so we're almost out of time, but we're largely done with Gambit here. I guess he's got, what's he got? How do those boots look? I guess these boots are kind of metal bands, which we could go in and metal up some. But largely, this is, maybe we could indicate another foot here, his other foot behind. So, this is Gambit. I might actually shorten that leg some. I'm not digging that leg. But this is Gambit. Or my attempt at Gambit. This is actually my very first Gambit ever, so I hope you guys will be kind. I'm not too Gambit proficient. If I went wrong somewhere, please let me know in the comments. And I know he's had a few different looks, a few different costumes. Looks like they've been tweaking his costume some over the years. If you've got a favorite costume, you could let me know. I was trying to keep Gambit as classically Gambit as I could. God help us all. There he goes. Yeah, this is Gambit more or less. Yep. All right. I don't want to belabor this. Don't miss my next video where I light this one on fire. All right. That's it for this one, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for, hopefully you're clicking like. Please click like. Please share. And I will see you in the next video. Keep drawing, everybody. Keep drawing.